had a good workout here, James.
Yeah, look, it's been good. I think, I've definitely, as a team, we've definitely got what we wanted out of the game. Look, we've come into the game wanting to win the game, and I think we're in a good position to do that now. Shane's batting in the first innings was fantastic. He hit the ball really crisply, and we're looking forward to having him at the top of the order again. So it's fantastic for us to have someone as his calibre back up at the top of the order.
And the bowling?
I think personally I felt really good out there. It's good, I think, that we've got thrown up some conditions that are pretty tough to bowl on out there with the wicket not really offering much. And I think, it's fantastic to get that now rather than being in the first test and the wicket's flat and not knowing what to do. So look, I think from a bowling point of view, we can bowl with the new ball when it's swinging. We've got the bowlers to do that. I think it's just about when the conditions aren't favouring us, and we've got a sunny day and the pitch is really hard and not really much seam movement, is how to go about things there and really working as a team to bowl together.
You worked up a full head of steam yet?
Yeah, pretty much. I think. Obviously it's always going to be different come the first test match. The emotions running around there will be a lot different. Obviously there'll be some nerves, but again you've got a point to prove, and as a team we've definitely got that. We've obviously had a lot of doubters over the last month and that leading into this, and as a group there's a good feeling in there that we've got a point to prove.
Somebody said to me the other day that you could bowl at 100 miles an hour. Do you think that's
I don't think so. I haven't done it before, and I don't think I'll do it here. I'm just worrying about getting the balls in the right areas. So it's actually funny as a fast bowler. It's you go out there days and say I'm going to bowl fast, and it never actually happens like that. There's days when you try and get in the right areas, and it's just all about rhythm, and you end up bowling quicker than the days you say you're bowling 100 miles an hour. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is.
Big boost for Phil Hughes to get some runs.
Yeah, look, it is. He looked pretty classy out there in the middle. Obviously the wicket's quite flat, but it's good for him to get some time in the middle and get some runs. They had some good bowlers out there. The young fellow Overton, he's bowled with some good pace, and Phil obviously looked pretty good out there, and it's fantastic for us because he is quite a dangerous player when he gets in and he's got some confidence.
And Usman opening? Is this a bit of an experiment or opener's audition going on?
I think it's just to get him some time in the middle. I think obviously Watto, as far as I know, is going to open. I think it's been said that he's going to open, and I think it's just to obviously get some guys some time in the middle and get some runs under their belt.
We've got to ask yesterday about the skipper. I mean, Boost having him back. I mean, he looked like he'd never been away. How did he pull up today after that innings? I mean, again, he looks quite sprightly and all looks good.
Yeah, he does. I think he put up fine. I just asked him before if he was batting four again. He said, yeah, definitely. I want another hit, and I'm pretty keen to get out in the middle. So obviously it's fantastic to have someone of his calibre back out in the middle. Last year was one of the best years I've seen someone have last year, and the amount of runs he scored. Not only that, but his leadership on the ground is invaluable to us. Yeah.
Just as a fast bowling unit, the way that you sort of look at the England batsmen going into the field, can you just talk about how that process works? Like, have you sort of done all the homework that you need to do, or is there more to look at?
Yeah, look, I think we've played a lot of cricket against England over the last year or so. We know what they've got. We know their strengths, and I think when it gets close to the game, we'll come together as a group and look at some footage for whoever needs to do that. But I think we know their strengths and weaknesses. We know that Alistair Cook is their captain and leads by example, and we know that to get him early is going to be very, very valuable leading into going into 5, 6, because he really does lead by example, and when he's going well, the team seems to do really well.
Do you feel like there's more clarity in the side now that Lehman's coach? That's what Shane was saying yesterday. He's up front and everyone sort of knows where they stand.
Yeah, I think so. He's been fantastic so far. I was lucky enough to have a lot to do with him in the Australian A Tour, and he comes to you and he tells you exactly what he's thinking, and he's got a fantastic cricket brain. He loves talking about the game, and I think that's the key for us. I think at the moment we've got a lot of young guys that really need to, me personally, just needs to talk about the game and understand and keep learning, because I think we've got an amazing talent in the room. I think it's just about learning and learning quickly.
What advice has he given you personally?
I think the big thing for me is just, I think that personally and as a team, it's just to back ourselves a lot. Don't doubt anything and play aggressively, because like I said before, we've got the talent in the room. And then there's little things as well, like we were discussing when the wicket is quite dry and there's not much overhead conditions. It's all about being defensive, but then being attacking at the same time.
The talking point for England has been Joe Root almost being promoted to open the batting in their warm-up game. What have you made of that decision, and how highly do you regard him? I mean, with him being at the top of the order, does that change things, do you think?
I think is he just at the top of the order for this X game? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, look, we haven't looked too much into that yet, but obviously he's a very good player. He's up and coming, and he's had some fantastic results so far. So, look, obviously it's going to be a different challenge for him with the new ball. I know he faces it for Yorkshire, but look, obviously it's going to be a different challenge for him. And once we get closer to the game, we'll look more into it. Whether they bring Compton back in, he looked quite comfortable out there today, and he looks quite a compact player. So, look, obviously once it comes close to the game, we'll look at that.
What do you think?
Sorry, go Ross. You can have the last question.
Oh, no. You go. It's mine was lame. It's fine.
There's no such thing as a lame question.
I was just going to ask about last year in the one-day tour over here. Obviously, you came over and you bowled, and it was a bit of a struggle for you, rhythm-wise in particular. What did you think you learned from that and being over here then and now?
Yeah, look, one thing I've changed is over there I was bowling quite wide of the crease last year in the one-day series, and I think especially to England, they've got a lot of right-handers who play well off their pads, so if the ball's not swinging, the angle into the pads is quite easy because they can hit through the line. So I think a lot of the good bowlers over here get close to the stumps, and then with the seam movement can go either way and gets the batsman playing a bit more through straight down the ground. So that's one thing that I've really tried to work on is using the crease more and getting close to the stumps. And I think it's just the fact that I've played more cricket now. I've got into a better rhythm. I had a good lead in. I know last time I had a few injuries that I was trying to get over, and I didn't really have much cricket leading into it. So I've had no excuse for not being prepared because we've had a great lead in.